Okay, student, I continue that. It was at this point that my wife looked at me with an expression of wonder, not anger or expiration, but just simple wonder, and said, "I can't believe you do this for living." Actually, at that moment, the author's wife saw that she was with the expression of wonder, not anger, and also not irritationally watching him. Just he saw that simply wonder and said, uh, "She can't believe you that this for living." Actually, his wife is not believe just for you are leading your life. Do these things of works with fully. Without any dangerous, without any effort like that she felt, and but I am afraid it's so. I always have catastrophes when I travel, but Arthur felt that he was afraid it's so. But Arthur felt he was afraid to do something, and also he was always have catastrophes. Catastrophes is nothing, it's the disaster when he while traveling in the flight or any other vehicle, but normally he gave here only for while traveling in the flight he was made so much of disasters. Disasters is nothing, is a period. He made so many times for always. And once on a aeroplane, I leaned over to tie a shoelace. Just at the moment, someone in the seat heard of head of me threw his seat back into the full recline. Okay, now he's going to give one more example. Already he gave three examples. One is while he went to the lavatory, he was locked in the self-locking door, and the second one is he was in the hotel at that moment. He was forgot that room number. He asked three times or two or three times a day what is the room number is. It is the second one, and the third one is while traveling in the going to for a big trip with a family. At that moment, he was open the zip to take the card to show the in the platform. At the time he can't able to take that easily take that card. The zip was jammed and also pulled the zip and open it, and the contents were fell in onto the floor, and that his finger also cut into the zip. This is the third example, and the fourth one is while traveling into the flight, and the time aeroplane, he learned over to tie a shoelace. He tried to tie a shoelace. At that moment, leaned is nothing, bent down, and just at that moment someone in the seat, head is nothing nearby the seat in front of the seat. He just threw his seat back into the full recline. Full recline is nothing, just see that picture. He is the author, someone is just full recline to force the seat and to lean down. At that moment he was leaned down to tie a shoelace. That time he was caught into between the seat, that's called here, and found myself pinned helpless, that he was caught in without he can't able to uh, escape from that moment. He was helplessly in the cross position. He was caught in the cross position. At that moment he was only by clawing the leg of the man sitting next to me that I managed to get myself freed. At that moment he can't able to do anything, just like that. Clawing is nothing, normally they said into the it is up to the goats only. Clawing is nothing, like in Tamil we saw called um, just poorgal அப்படின்றது. But here he given that he can't able to come from the out of that incident, just clowning her legs of the man sitting next to me. He was nearby, a man is sitting, a passenger is sitting near to the seat. He was clowning, just he was indicating the with his finger, and he managed to get myself freed, himself free from that one. This is the one more example. So many do works he is doing, but the work every work was without easily, he can't able to do the work. Every work he is doing the work with difficulty. Okay, next see. This, however, was not my worst experience on a plane flight. And also, this is not only this worst experience. He got so many experience that also very much of worst. But here he given four examples is not a worst compared to others. So now give one more examples. My worst experience was when I was sitting in front of important thoughts in a notebook. When he was writing important thoughts in a notebook. While he gave some one more worst experience, he told four examples. Actually, the four examples also worst one, but he compared to the four examples. Here is the one more worst experience. While he was writing some important thoughts, and normally always he is writing some important thoughts in his notebook, like by shocks, clench drinks carefully, etc. He's writing something in the important things like the by shocks and clench drinking carefully, etc. Something was writing in the notebook. At that moment, he was sucking thoughtfully on the end of my pen, as you do, and fell into conversation with an attractive young lady in the next scene. While writing in that time, he was sucking thoughtfully. Thoughtfully is nothing. Deep thinking. Sucking is nothing. While you are writing, normally the students are writing something. Even everyone is writing something means at the time they are thinking something means they kept the pen or pencil anything in his mouth like that. Sucking is nothing. Just taking the pen into kept the mouth and just we Tamil we call that. Urinjidal, just sucking something, thinking deeply, like that. On the end of my pen, as you do, everyone is doing that. End of the pen is kept in his mouth like that, and fell into the conversation with an attractive young lady in the next seat. At that moment, he was talking something into the with the attractive young lady in the next seat. He is talking the conversation, begin the conversation. The nearby the seat, some young ladies are sitting. He is continues talking. At that moment, he amused her for perhaps 20 minutes with a scattered of the urban bon mot. Bon mot is nothing, is a French word. Uh, then retired to the lavatory where I discovered that pen had leaked and that my mouth, the chin, tongue, teeth, and gums were now a striking, scrub resistant navy blue and would remain so for several days. At that moment, he was conversation with the young attractive ladies nearby the seat. He was amused for the ladies for 20 minutes, happy make the happiness to the for 20 minutes talking there. They are talking something scattering of the urban bonwards. Urban bonwards is nothing, it's the French word. It's the making some comedies and here and there something using some comedy thing to talk to the conversation with the attractive ladies. And then after completed the conversation, they returned to the he returned to the retired is nothing, actually it's not a retirement, it is called the return from that place. He went to the lavatory. In that lavatory, the author find out discovered is nothing, find out that the pen had leaked. Actually, while he was sucking the pen, the pen was leaked, and the ink of that pen is everywhere spread like that. Where the pen was leaked means his mouth and the chin. Chin is nothing, under the mouth. Tongue and teeth and gum. Gum refers to the teeth is attached to the mouth is called the gum. Where now a striking everywhere spreaded and scrub resistant navy blue, and it was like making some scrub. It was permanently, it was navy blue color and would remain so for several days, and it can't able to clean it because it was appeared there for several days, like that he find out at the finally. Now that while sucking the pen, it was the ink was spread everywhere like the mouth, chin, tongue, teeth, and gums everywhere. It was a scrub resistant navy blue color, and it can't able to he can't able to remove it for several days. it's happened. It is also one more happened things. Okay student, we will continue the lesson for next class.